Hi, welcome back channel, Train Station 2. Alright, there's the mini event coming about. It's called the Ghost of the Himalayas. So enjoy this video.
Station managers. Once again, Pixel Federation is participating in the Play for the Planet initiative aimed at helping the environment. This year's theme, the wildlife, is focused on protecting three selected ecosystems: the Amazon, the Himalayas, and the Western Indian Ocean. In Train Station 2, you have the opportunity to visit the highest mountain range in the world, the Himalayas. Just jump on the train and meet our contractor Roger, who just found a wounded snow leopard. These unique felines inhabit the most extensive mountains across Central Asia. The snow leopards are facing several threats, including poaching and mining. Play the Ghost of the Himalayas event and find out what an organization such as the Snow Leopard Trust does to protect these elusive wild cats. If you lack the time for a train ride to Central Asia, you can still help to protect these extraordinary creatures by purchasing a special offer with the Snow Leopard profile picture or a Snow Leopard building or statue for your station. Your money will go to the International Cryosphere Climate Initiative and the Snow Leopard Trust. These two organizations work towards protecting the ecosystem of the Himalayas and the local wildlife. If you want to find out more about what they do, please follow the link below the video. Help us raise $1 million, which is the yearly funding goal of the 8 partner organizations. This will help them not only to protect 3 wild ecosystems, but also to safeguard the lives of 900 snow leopards. Dear station managers, join us in our quest to make the world a safer space for every single living creature. We hope you will enjoy the event, and together we will fight for the future of our planet. Bye bye and see you next time.
Alright, so you're wondering what is this new event about. Basically, it's a mini event called the Ghost of the Himalayas, as mentioned earlier. So apparently it's an attempt to help the preservation of the beautiful nature. Pixel Federation would like to invite you, our players, to participate in this noble cause. That's why we have joined the forces with the initiative Playing for the Planet. So this theme for the year is the wildlife, so be prepared to unleash your inner beast. Several games are offering events related protection of the nature. For Train Station 2, the focus of their attention will be Himalayas and the endangered snow leopard, basically a unique that is inhabited in the mountains of the Central Asia. If you don't know more about its projects, we'll share with you later on by tapping this. Of course, I'm going to read to you that later. But you can also directly donate from the game by purchasing the Himalaya offer. For that, you're getting 2 things. One is the profile you can see on the right, and of course, then the special building in your station. Right, so that's the 2 things that they are offering in your donation. So in that context, just to share a bit more in the whole duration, I hope it could be longer, but apparently not. It's just a short event. Probably I may skip this. Right, I'm going to focus on Japan. So let's see how things work out. So 1st to 8th of June, there will be a mini event. As usual, the event shop would basically tells you that end of the event you have 24 hours. This is the map you're looking at, and the raw materials wise, I think there's something called the donations. Then by having that donations as a single raw material, you should get from the event map itself. Then you're going to mix with something that is basically the non-event items, basically not the donations itself, in order to produce those factory materials. So in generally, if you want to make binoculars, you need donation plus copper. Alright, I don't know how that works out, but that's it. Right, so then you need medicine. Medicine will be basically from donations and iron powder. That's really strange for me because you're putting iron powder into medicine, and I don't know. Right, so then of course I think one last factory materials is called the camera trapped. That's very unique. I don't know how that works out, but apparently it's the binoculars plus nails plus steel. Alright, just make some imagination, I believe. Alright, so factory materials can be produced in the event factories as usual. I think that's common since you've been playing Train Station for a while. You will understand basically, and the factory itself. That's where you produce all the event items, and if you are pay to win, you get a second factory. I think that is something that we all understand. For free to play, nope, you only have one single factory. In my opinion, do not spend any gems to upgrade that factory because it's a very small or short event, you call it. Alright, so currency wise, nothing unusual, just very unique here. You can see the Leopard Sports event keys. Very beautifully coin of a leopard. That's the event coin, and of course, as usual, the EP where you go for competitions. All right, so two contractors to introduce to you. Generally, Roger and Pravati. All right, so these two will need your help to saving the snow leopards, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, for the pay to win, you can contribute more, and this time around, you find it more meaningful because you are saving an animal, right? So that is something unlike normally how you play. You feel like you're paying and you're not getting what you want. You feel a bit unhappy, but this time around, even you're not getting what you want, you feel happy because you're doing for a good cause. So as usual, pay to win, you got your dispatches plus additional events. You basically have more rewards than for us free to play, right? So generally this is a very short event, but nonetheless they put in efforts to make it into somewhat like a full event, the Chronicles of the Himalayas. All right, so of course I'm going to click on this link here. Now let's bring you to the website, milkywire.com. So in generally in partnership of milkywire.com, they play for a better future. So that's their tagline, which I think is perfect. They've joined forces with Pixel Federation in protecting the Himalayas for this year global green effort, I believe. So in supporting it, there's amount they can donate. It's like 2 for 10 US dollars. And then of course that's what they're aiming for. I think in the video itself you saw they're aiming for, I think, million of US dollars. So this is something you got to think about, whether you want to be contributing to this good cause while you enjoy the game. This is something you can toy about. All right, so especially those pay to win, since you're already paying, why not, right? So this is something you really want to reconsider in a way, since end of the day, paying to Fixer Federation to enjoy the game, or paying for a good cause. Your choice, of course. Okay, so Fixer Federations contributes to this. They recognize the importance of safeguarding the Amazon, Himalayas, and the Western Indian Ocean ecosystem, as mentioned in the video. This is something they also hold cultural significance and contribution to the global climate regulation. The concept of the Green Game Jam, right, GGJ, is something that they, as a studio, are thrilled to come to life, and could not be more excited to take part in it. I think that really, definitely a good cause. I'm really happy since they are earning a lot of money. So it's indeed a time. Probably they may have make some contribution end of the day, probably as this event to contribute to it. So in safeguarding the Himalayas, because Himalayas hold the largest non-polar ice cover on Earth, which serve as one of the biggest freshwater reservoirs, rely on by over 1.9 billion people. This region may seem cold and barren, but it's still with life, hosting thousands of species, home to 900 bird species, 10,000 plant species, and 300 mammal species, including, of course, the iconic snow leopards and the bringer tigers. So what can you do? I mean, organization can do with $10, an hour of protection, an hour of community educations, and an hour of a research. Okay, so mating the mascot wise, they're using the snow leopard. Really cute here. I think it's a cup. So the snow leopards are medium-sized cats with tails nearly as long as their bodies. Their thick, snowy grey fur features dark grey rosettes, estimating their population challenging. Researchers suggest there anywhere between 3,005 to 7,000 left in the wild. So due to snow leopards' evasive nature and the preference for remote, harsh habitats, sightings are quite rare. So looking at a picture, this is really rare to sight, I believe. So of course they are faced with threats. That's why this is something you're going to protect with. Threats coming from basically 4 angles that are poaching, which is the illegal hunting for the fur purpose, and the trade for the bones for a medicine, right? So then loss of habitat because of the encroachment by humans and livestock into the snow leopard's territory, fragmenting that habitats and leaving them isolated and vulnerable. Right. So then, lack of effective protections. Most protected areas are too small to represent the range of even a single snow leopard, and many countries can afford to pay rangers. And last but not least, lack of awareness and support. That's why I think they're going to bring this up to everyone here. So apparently people doing there would understand the importance of this ecosystem, and I think end of the day this snow leopard needs to be protected. All right, so in just this whole event you see this snow leopard as the mascot. All right, so the Himalayas mascot in what they call it the GGJ, Green Game Jammed 2023. Right, so in terms of partners, I think they just mentioned there are partners involved in fighting global warming. I think we all suffer from global warming. Extreme weathers are more common nowadays. I think you experience in your country. Me too. I experienced that similarly. So these are things that we cannot not do. I'm glad. I mean, more people are aware of this global warming effect and suffering from it, of course. So we're going to really prevent eventually all these things from happening and worsen out for people of other generations coming back. So the Earth frozen areas are basically melting. Right. So this is something we're going to decide now and put in efforts to focus for survivals and of course all people on Earth. So Milky Wire will be wondering what is that. Milky Wire apparently is introduced here, an innovative tech company that's recently founded, I think probably 5 years ago, 2018, partnered with the Green Game Gems 2023 to create a digital experience and facility funding distribution to the environment organizations, the empowered companies and private donors to support a diverse range of environmental initiatives, including species preservation and carbon removal through transparent digital tools and feedback models. So, I mean, here is mentioned by the chief itself. Too often nature is taken for granted. It seems that forever accept that we don't need to worry about offering serving as just an epic stage that serves as a backdrop for gameplay. This year we wanted to try and change that and set studios the challenge of pulling nature into the back foreground so that a bridge is built so players can connect, care and act for nature. This year the studios have gone that extra miles with new levels of creativity and bravery in this year's edition. Picking a winner will be tough. Right? So this is something as mentioned here. So I think this is something of the day not common that I've seen by Pixel Federation, but I think this time around quite happy that indeed they are partnered with and for a good cause. I mean, after all, revenue generations or generating more revenue company, but yet doing for a good cause is something is not only generous, but I think is the way forward. This is basically being responsible for everything here, be it environment or species. All right, so hopefully we all enjoy this short mini event. Thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Goodbye.